So I got a new job. I'm still in shock, and it was definitely not on my bingo cards to go back to corporate in 2024, but it's happening, and this is the first time that I will be stepping back into a corporate job in a few years, believe it or not. And the last time was right after the pandemic, which was obviously a very strange time. And so when I left the corporate world, things weren't very normal, didn't feel normal, and I just didn't really have some of the sort of closure, I suppose, that generally people have. Like I didn't have a leaving due, or I didn't have like an official last day in the office. People were still like not necessarily back in properly. It was all a bit strange. And so I guess although that chapter for me was definitely closed, to now reopen it feels, in a way, it's kind of like, is it too soon? I'm obviously working on my own business and like with my clients, and I'm having like the best time, but also this position that I'm taking on, it's a very, very unique position. It's very, very different, and Jenny feels like has got my name written all over it. And so I know that if I weren't to give this a chance, I would regret it. It doesn't make it any easier, and it doesn't make it any less nerve-wracking. Not so much what I'm gonna have to do in the job, but just this new transition. I personally don't deal very well with change. I'm aware of it. I used to think I was great with change, but what I'm great at is surviving through crises. Amazing at that. However, dealing through regular change really does throw me in a bit of a loop, and I just find it really hard. So I know that this is going to be a transition, and I know that there's gonna be like just lots of emotions, but I'm really desperately trying to focus on the good stuff, because I have done it so many times before where I just focus on what could go wrong and focus on preparing for what could go wrong. And then by the time we get to the point that inevitably things at some point may go wrong, I have had no time at all to just feel the excitement, feel the sort of like joy and happiness of that thing that was happening. So I don't want this to happen with this job. I don't want to be stressing about what could go wrong instead of just being happy for what has just happened, which is I was offered an awesome opportunity to continue my career development and to also tap into a lot more resources to pursue the same goal that I was pursuing with my own business. And I think this is what makes this job so special, is the fact that although I am posing all of my services and my consulting, I will be doing similar things, if not the same things that I was doing on my own, but with the backing of a larger company, with a team to work with, and with resources that I didn't have before. So I'm trying to focus on that, because that to me is mind-blowing. And I genuinely did not see this coming. I did not expect to see an opportunity like this come up. It's a very unique role, and I don't know how much I'm gonna be talking about it online, because obviously it's a more senior role than what I've had before, and I know that with that will come more responsibilities and just like different expectations of myself and of my performance and also of my image. And so I will need to figure out a way to deal with that whilst also continuing to be online. So there's lots and lots to figure out, but as I said, I just want to sit with the feeling of joy, and I think as soon as the shock comes down a bit, I'll be able to kind of focus on the happiness, and I'll be able to just go and celebrate. And I think that's probably what I need. I need to take a moment to celebrate. So I'm gonna need to figure out a way to truly celebrate, so that this gets like cemented and I am fully kind of allowing myself to be happy about this. But I wanted to share it with you because it's just such a moment, and I have just had a very big milestone where I was invited to speak at London Book Fair as an independent consultant, and I was just like so excited and so happy, because it's hard and it's very different being on your own and building your own business versus working corporate. I don't think that one is harder than the other. I just think it's a different hard. And so if you haven't done it, it takes a while to kind of like get into gears. And I feel like I just got into gears and now I'm going back to corporate, which is funny, but it's also probably true to what I do believe careers are. And I've always been a massive advocate for careers being very flexible and just not necessarily the very same thing from start to finish. I never really expected to be in the same role from start to finish or in the same department from start to finish. I'm not even in the same industry from start to finish. And so it feels like this move, it's very in line with that. So despite the fact that somehow feels off brand, when I think about it, it's probably the most on brand move that I could be doing. And yeah, I don't know if I can even share anything else at this point, but I really just want to kind of thank anyone that has like stuck around here, because I know that this channel and my presence online has been very, very linked to the publishing industry to begin with. And I know there has been lots of ups and downs, lots of different types of content. I've experimented a lot and I'm sure I will continue to experiment a lot. But for anyone who's stuck through it and who's been connecting with my content recently, I just wanted to say thank you. I won't be changing suddenly everything that I post. There'll be shifts, but there will be basically more of what I have been doing with a little sprinkle of my life and a bit more of an insight into how I'm navigating this new season. I think that every season can be such an exciting thing to share and to kind of like record for my memories, and also to show everyone else that everyone goes through the ups and downs. But I have to be honest, I haven't been very good at doing that in the past. I tend to isolate myself when I go through change, and I tend to really stress about whether I'm showing the right things or whether I'm showing it in the right way. And so bear with me whilst I find my footing. I am definitely going to want to share this moment with you all. I just need to find a way that I can make it interesting and that it can be also pleasant to follow along, I suppose. So yeah, I better go because I am in the process of letting all of my clients know that we need to wrap projects up, and that has been sad. And there's some books that I was very much looking forward to working on that I won't be able to work on now, but I'll be very excited to champion them from afar. So I'll make myself a cup of tea to try and move past the shock. And yeah, and I'll speak to you guys soon.